And this is at the core of it all. And this is a massive factor in why the world, I believe, has entered into this cycle of decay and growth at the same time. It's often just like with cells, like a lot of cellular growth involves a lot of cellular death. This is how nature works. So we shouldn't be frightened when it's happening on a civilization level. It's like a birthing. Now, the lack of rites of passage and initiation in the youth of Western culture is why men are 9 times more likely to commit suicide than women. It's why men fill prisons, and most violent crime, most drug offenses are all men. It's also why men are the perpetrators of sexual and emotional and physical violence. It's because when a man isn't initiated, and initiation is something very specific, it's a facilitated ritual where a boy, has a way for his boy personality to die and for his man personality to be born.
Now, a few weeks ago, or actually it was about a month ago, I discovered Kevin Orosz' Revolution podcast and instantly binge watched episode after episode. I've shared before that men's work has been a big part of my life for the past 4 years. Kevin is a man who for me seems to be the perfect conduit for men to start seeking answers to their questions. The questions that inevitably arise for men who hear that calling deep within their heart, but are still trapped by the limiting, overly macho identity of masculinity that modern society has decided to portray. Kevin seems to effortlessly connect with and guide the listeners of his podcast and the men and women that he works with through coaching. He meets us at the precipice of the chasm that exists between the rational, mechanistic, Western way of life that so many of us are living, and he creates a bridge to the open, loving, expressive, and spiritually enlightened way of being that we so desperately lack as a society. During our conversation, Kevin shared with me his understanding of how we got to be in this current situation that we find ourselves in. Globally, many of the beliefs and institutions that we've set up and rely on for a sense of security will be put to the test, challenged, and, likely dissolved. It's all part of the process, though, as Kevin shares his insights into the hero's journey and the role it plays in guiding both individuals' growth and social evolution. Kevin talks about his own call to adventure and his movement through the hero's journey. He's since returned from that journey and now expresses himself through his new role as a mentor to men and women who have also heard the call to adventure and are ready to cross the threshold. I thoroughly enjoyed my conversation with Kevin, and I know that you'll take a lot of wisdom with you from what he has to share. I encourage you to check out his Revolution podcast and see what he continues to create by following him on Instagram. He also has a new book out on Amazon that you can purchase. During our conversation, Kevin shares insights that primarily fall into the personal development and spiritual quadrant of the goal wheel. However, he's an immensely well-rounded coach and shares a lot of insight into all other quadrants of the goal wheel on his podcast and Instagram account. So definitely go check him out. I'll leave all of his information in the show notes. But for now, without any further delay, I'm grateful to bring you my conversation with Kevin Orosz.